You're listening to KZOM, Oleander Public Radio.
Welcome to Innsmouth, stranger.
Hi, I'm Rob Whiten from the Innsmouth Book Club. Join me and my fellow guide John Chadwick as we take you on a fortnightly tour of Innsmouth. We visit places such as the Picture House, the Library and Innsmouth Museum to discuss all aspects of weird fiction, whether it be book, film, music, TV or art. As well as that, we stop over at the Gilman House to have a chat with a resident guest. That includes authors, artists, musicians, in fact Lovecraftian creatives of all types. You can find our free shows on Patreon, and there you can also sign up as a patron, which brings you bonus content.
Use MRP 5KM D6 to get 10%. Welcome to the world of Conquest. Immerse yourself in the epic battles and strategic warfare with our 2 thrilling tabletop miniature games. Conquest, The Last Argument of Kings, a rank-and-file wargame, and Conquest, First Blood, a skirmish game. What makes these games even more exciting is that you can use the same miniatures to play both. Conquest, First Blood, our gripping skirmish game. With First Blood, you can experience the intense, fast-paced battles on a smaller scale while still utilizing the same meticulously crafted miniatures from your collection. So whether you're a seasoned war strategist or a newcomer eager to embark on your first conquest, the world of Conquest offers you endless possibilities. Gather your forces, hone your tactics, and prepare yourself for the ultimate test of skill and strategy across both The Last Argument of Kings and First Blood. The battlefield awaits. Go to pgttcm.com or the show notes to find out more. Get 10% off all orders by entering code MRP5KMD6. That's MRP5KMD6. That's MRP5KMD6. Get 10% off all books, miniatures, and more. Or go to PGTTCM.
Hello, everyone. Welcome once again to
more.
People's Guide to the Cthulhu Mythos. I, of course, am DB Spitzer, one of your many hosts for this show. To my virtual right, as always, Gretchen Brooks, David Heath. How the heck are you two doing this week?
Well, I am well.
I'm doing good. I'm super busy.
Nice.
As always.
Good. It's always good to be busy. Yeah.
I mean, I think that's kind of my perpetual state this time of year, starting like festival season starting out, and then here we go. Like, buckle in. Yeah.
Yep. Sounds good. I myself am doing pretty good. Can't complain too much. So it seems like we've got kind of a water-themed episode this time around. We'll be talking about Bokrug, H.P. Lovecraft Dreamland's creature, deity, great old one, and we'll be talking about a creature from a black lagoon from the movie titled Creature from the Black Lagoon, a 1954 black and white 3D monster movie. So yeah, let's go. So, Dave,
Yes.
Bokrug. What do you know about Bokrug?
Bokrug is reptilian, at least in the forms that we know of, and it appears in the Doom that came to Sarnath.
Yes.
And apparently, it's the Doom initiator. It causes the Doom.
Yeah. Yes. Gretchen, was it hard for you to find any information on Bokrug?
Well, I was going to say, so the Doom that came to Sarnath was actually used to be my favorite Lovecraft story for a while. I mean, when I first started into all of this was one of the first things I heard Jeffrey Combs Reid at H.P. Lovecraft Film Festival. And I was so blown away by the way he told that story, because I had never read it before. And it just enamored me to it for a while. And I think that a few other people have have read from it, but I have to say Jeffrey Combs reading it was pretty fucking amazing.
Because he's cool. Jeffrey Combs.
Right? I mean,
yeah.
But so this story kind of was one of those things that kind of catapulted me into the interest in the dream cycle. And of course, as you know, throughout my being a novice on this show, this has become more of a, like, my least favorite of Lovecraft's work. Not this particular story, but the dream cycle in general, the dreamlands. I think I've more leaned towards the interest in, like, his gothic stories versus the dreamland stuff, because it gets kind of all over the place. Plus, it's like there's so many just name drops, and you're just like, well, okay, I'm expected to know what the hell that is.
Yeah.
I completely agree with you. And the same part, though, this is my favorite dreamland story.
Nice. Yeah, I think it's just the tonality of the story. Mm-hmm. It's much different from the other dream cycle stories, in my opinion. I mean, I'm a novice. I don't know much about Lovecraft's work, and so don't come for me, people. But just saying, I feel like this one has a more lyrical tonality to it, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. It's very much, and I'm not from a technical side, so I don't know, but to me it reads as a prose poem.
Exactly. So it has kind of this, like, lilt to it, and then again, like I said earlier, like Jeffrey Combs reading from it was just nailed it home, and I remember I could visualize this, and as he was telling the story, it was very, very warm in there too. Absolutely. It's like quite a bit of a shorter work, because I actually went over it again in the version I was reading. It's only 3 pages. Yeah.
It's not a long story. I thought it was longer, but I was just going off my memory. Mm-hmm. If I did not know that this was written by Lovecraft, I would almost say it's anti-imperial.
Wow.
That, the white civilization, Imperium, eventually fell because they conquered the wrong people. They stretched too far. They wiped out the wrong people.
Yeah.
I am sure, and that was my interpretation of 14-year-old David reading it. I'm sure that was not the opinion of Lovecraft when he wrote it. But yeah, for a long time, I almost thought this had an anti-imperial bent to it. But I still like the story.
Interesting. Yeah, this is one that I remember reading early on when I started reading Lovecraft, because it was a shorter story. It's like, when I don't know if you guys ever experienced this when you were teens, like reading short stories and stuff like that. It's like, oh, which one's the shortest? I'll read that one first and then slowly work my way through the longer ones. But that's how I
have ADD. 7 to 8 pages is my sweet spot for a short story.
Yep. Yeah, same. So, yeah, no, this is one that I was like, oh, cool. And I've read it more than once for this show and for pleasure. So, yeah, this is a fun story. I liked it. And I've always been kind of like, I bet those Thumha are deep ones, but that's what they call themselves.
So, Lovecraft didn't call them that.
Yeah.
That's a term. Yeah. That's a term created by Lumley.
Okay. Yeah. And I know that's
a term.
The voiceless ones.
Yes. And so Lumley. Yeah. Lumley expounds on who the beings of Ibar, which is what I call them, But yeah, so he creates that term exactly as the voiceless ones, that the people of Sarnath are downplaying. They are, and again, they're frog-like beings. They're dehumanizing them.
Yeah.
And eventually, their god, Bokrug, is going to take revenge, but he is going to do it. He is so utterly alien. He's going to do it on his timetable. So he waits 1,000 years. And he basically takes back everything until Sarnath is doomed, and the only thing that's really left is his statue.
Yeah.
And I think this is, again, 15-year-old David reading into things. I think Lovecraft might have been inspired, and take this as me thinking what inspired Lovecraft, not necessarily time. I think he might have been inspired by the story of the Ark of the Covenant.
Okay.
Where the Ark of the Covenant is captured, and God gets revenge from it. Now, we do know that Lovecraft did borrow a lot from the Old Testament and the Bible, even though he did not believe in it. So I think maybe at least subconsciously he was inspired by that, although I don't think he ever said so in his letters.
I find it interesting that both Lovecraft and Robert E. Howard both had a story about civilizations like being destroyed by a monster. I'm trying to remember the one that it's about the thief who loses his hand to a black tar-like being that sounds like the way that Lovecraft would describe Tsathoggua, but not the way that anyone else described it. But no, it's just something that came up in my brain. Anyhow,
so
listening,
we really don't know much that about him. He only appears in his one story. I don't think he really comes up again until Lumley writes 30 or 40 years later. But there's even a lot of debate. I mean, the gods of the Dreamland are like their own little thing. So no one's really even sure. Different people have written. Is he a great old one, or is he an outer god? There's no real official explanation. Yeah.
I think Chaosium has him listed as an outer god.
Yeah.
But Dreamlands. Why do we think that it takes place in the Dreamlands? I mean, is this something that who decided that is what I'm curious about. It's like, is this supposed to be the Dreamlands, or is that just what people decided later?
It's a dream cycle because it's such a one-offer.
Okay.
And the period. So this was the period of Lovecraft was writing in the dream time, or excuse me, and. So there's not. So Sarnath is there is a city of Sarnath that's in India, but it's questionable. It's this little city, so it's questionable that Lovecraft even heard the word. And I believe that several of the other places that he mentions there are geographically set in other dream cycle stories.
I'm just curious if I was trying to remember off the top of my head if there's anything that cements this in the Dreamlands, or if it's a retcon of how people tend to do with Lovecraft is it's all part of the same thing. And it's part of this really kind of reminds me of Clark Ashton Smith's Hyperborean or Hyborean, I can't remember who does which. I don't know. I was just curious if this is from Lovecraft's deep time, if he ever, or if this is supposed to be the Dreamlands. But Just a thought. Just a thought.
Now I'll have to reread it, but I've always assumed it was. Now, Lumley kind of plays with this in that he has a sister. His short story where he appears is Sister City. So there's a sister city on Earth, but that's Lumley.
Yeah, Bokrug, big water beast, a giant water lizard.
I like the depictions of him looking kind of like a chameleon. It's kind of fun, but I guess because he's like kind of marshy and whatnot.
I kind of like the idea that the gecko is actually an avatar of Bokrug.
Yeah,
I like that.
I have a quick question. So I feel like this isn't the first time, or is this the first time that he's created like kind of an Earth style deity? I know this is considered Dreamlands and all that, but like Bakra looking like a chameleon, and then the snake god. Like this has a very similar vibe, but I know like the snake god is based off of like an earthbound god, right? I'm not sure if I'm drawing from my knowledge properly, but yeah.
So you're thinking of Yig.
Yig, thank you. Yes. This has Yig vibes. Is Yig part of the Dreamlands?
So I would say no, although Yig is Yig. Yig can do whatever it wants to.
But is Yig name dropped in any of the Dreamland stories?
I don't believe so, and I'll double check this for you. And the reason why I don't believe so is Yig was the Curse of Yig was a story that Lovecraft was hired by, I believe, Hazel Head.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And this is going to come after this. Now, Lovecraft had a lot of ideas that were percolating in his brain that he doesn't pull out for like 10 years later. But I definitely could see him on a timeline to finish up the Curse of Yig and the Mound and bring in some unused things that he created during his Dreamland times. Now, I don't know if that's written down, but I could see that happening.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but no, this does feel like I can't. This is before the Cthulhu mythos, so yeah, this isn't a god that's going to be all tentacles and wings and whatnot and teeth and eyes. This is before all that stuff. This is, I want to say this is very Lumley-esque. Or not Lumley-esque, I'm sorry. This is very Dunsanian.
Yeah.
That's what I was going for.
Is it?
Yeah,
it's almost a copy of a Dunsany story.
Yeah, because it has like that lyrical quality to it. What is Dunsany?
Dunsany?
Yeah. Okay. I always mispronounce it.
English is my second language. Oh, anyways. Now I lost my train of thought.
No problem. But yeah, Bokrug, I feel is like very Dunsanian, and that's where this comes from. It's like the Dreamlands is very much kind of a Dunsanian thing, and yeah, I feel like this is very much influenced by that. It's not going to be kind of any like weird creatures. It's just going to be kind of like, oh yeah, this is a period of time where Azathoth is just thought of as a demon sultan and not as some sort of cosmic nuclear chaos or anything. But yeah,
you've actually got me kind of thinking about it, because there are several cities that are mentioned here that are in the Dreamlands, but I'm pretty sure that before he wrote this, Lovecraft did describe things like Ib as being in the Middle East, but I think that were on some of his early stuff that he did not codify. And Lovecraft was not beyond putting something in one story and putting it in a different way in another story.
Yeah. Oh yeah. definitely. But yeah, no, Bokrug's kind of cool. I mean, brought Doom to Sarnath, and those guys sound like dicks.
They deserved it.
Yeah, taking their lizard statue and killing everyone just because it's a nice spot on the river. Man, that's colonizer bullshit right there.
True story.
That's why I read it as a young man as a anti-colonial story, but
yeah,
I guess that's just when you write something, you let go of it and you give it to the reader.
Anything else we can say about Bokrug?
Nope.
I think we
all right.
Yeah, but I think we've gone as far as we can on that.
Up next, we'll be talking about more fish friends. Gillman coming up, and so check that out, and we'll be right back with you. The show notes, or go to pgttcm.com for more information. And also check us out on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and all the other places where podcast stuff exists. All right, back to the show.
In Legacy Door, a lurker from space casts a shadow over time.
We opened our eyes upon the human world. We found ourselves lying on an especially yielding bed in a room displaying scattered relics of their shallow past, tied together by more recently produced items meant to blend with the relics. Typical.
A sensitive journalist dreams of unknown lives.
It seems like every time I close my eyes, they get stronger. I can't even say the last time I had a normal sleep, let alone a dreamless one.
An outspoken lawyer defends the suspect in an unspeakable crime.
And that client was Jonathan Strauss, held for the murder of his...
AnyCuba Cobra S combo. Compared to the mainstream 3D printer on the market, AnyCubic S1 is faster. The speed has improved 12 times. The Benchy can be completed in 15 minutes. That's 600 millimeters a second. Fully enclosed construction using the Cobra OS system and cooling system minimizes vibrations and enhances the responsiveness to improve the quality of printing. AnyCubic Cobra S features a full metal hot end capable of reaching a peak temperature of 320 degrees. Quiet mode is as low as 44 decibels while printing. 44 decibels, that's as loud as the library or bird calls or a forced air furnace. Equipped with built-in camera to view the printing process. Finally, use my link to save $120. Get the combo and be able to print in 4 to 8 colors. Fast and easy to use. If you have a hobby or a business, you'll find hundreds of uses for your AnyCubic printer. Use the show notes to find out anything you want. Get anything you want from AnyCubic. Thank you, and back to the show.
Hey everyone, we are back and we are talking about Creature from the Black Lagoon. I'm guessing this is a Dave pick?
It is.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Dave, what can you tell us about your pick of the week?
So, it is probably my favorite of the Universal Monster stories.
Okay, cool.
And in a sense that one of the reasons, and you know, I'd seen this relatively young, and one of the reasons that really I think that this is different from all the other Universal Monster stories is that it's the last one, basically.
Oh.
It's, you know, Dracula, Frankenstein, they came out in, I think, 1931. This is over 20 years later. And
okay.
And so this came out, I believe, in 1954, or at least the first one.
Yeah.
In fact, this comes out after Abbott and Costello meet Dracula and Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein and the Invisible Man. So Universal is already making parodies of their monster movies when they make this movie. And I love Frankenstein. I love Dracula. I love the Invisible Man. But they are, in essence, Gothic horror movies, which is fine. That's great. They are incredible Gothic horror movies. Of the Universal monster movies, The Creature of the Black Lagoon is more science fiction than horror. This is closer to the science fiction that I grew up on. It's just, instead of going out into space, they are going to the Amazon.
Okay.
So it didn't tell you much of the story, but that's one of the reasons why I like it.
Gotcha. Very cool.
I really like this film. This is, again, like David had said, this is kind of also one of my favorite Universal monsters. I have a really close friend, one of my best friends that lives in Colorado. She was on the Kaiju Cast with me, and she even uses the moniker Creature from the Sewing Room because she is obsessed. But beside that, I had the luxury and the luck of being able to hang out with Julie Adams at a convention.
Oh, cool.
And it was, spectacular person, just incredibly nice, loves her fans. She gives them 120%, or did rather. Bless her. She was pretty old when I saw her.
Nice.
But yeah, there's so much to love about this. I kind of joked when I was watching this. I was saying to my friend, I said that I was like, oh, well, this is me. I mean, obviously, like 15 costume changes. Like every moment of that, like it cracks me up every time I see it and notice it that she has changed her outfit once again. She is spectacular. It is such a great film. I mean, and of course, I'm glossing over the fact that we're talking about like the monster itself, but the creature design is great. It was one of those things that was very advanced for its time, right? As far as looks for a monster, because everything else had these more humanistic qualities, and I feel like this one in particular has more, like, it's so alien that I don't think it was seen, and so people were very shocked when they saw this.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Universal knew what they had when they did the press relief and everything for the movie. They absolutely built up the design and brought in, they focused on the design of the monster. I think very wisely.
Yeah. No. It's the kind of monster movie where you can show the monster early on and it's not going to ruin anything. The monster's still scary. Yeah, no, this is a beautiful movie. I watched it in HD, and it looks good. It looks really good. I was really kind of like, hey, this doesn't look like it's just filmed on a backlot somewhere. This looks like it was actually filmed somewhere. I'm not quite sure where it was filmed.
In Florida, so it's in two places.
Oh, okay.
So two places,
okay. Cool.
And one is the Universal Studios, and it's the same place where they're going to film Gilligan's Island.
I didn't know that.
Yes, and
makes sense. That makes sense.
And it's changed over the decades. But if you've ever gone to Universal and you take the tram ride, and there's a big lake in the middle of the studio, that's the lake. That's where it was filmed.
Oh, okay.
Now, parts of it, so there's a lot of things have actually been filmed there. And part of it, and I am going to mispronounce this place. It's in Florida. It starts with an M. I'm trying to go through my notes here. So parts of it were actually filmed in Florida for Brazil, and parts of it were in the back lot.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I wanted to say this is the first time I've seen this. I've never seen this before, and I thought it was really cool. I mean, I thought I'd seen it, and I think I probably saw the sequel or The Creature Walks Among Us. But yeah, no. There's something about this that reminds me, it feels like it could be like a Henry Kuttner novel, or like something that Barlow wrote, or it's like kind of like the mythos, but with like more of a scientific explanation, and not just like, oh, ye gods of damnation. There's no Necronomicon, but it is a bunch of scientists, old scientists and young scientists and handsome scientists and beautiful scientists. And they're all working together, doing their thing, and they come across something, and it's like this, like, whoa, this is like something out of like a story that you would have read in like a men's magazine back in the 40s or something. And it's kind of cool, kind of fun. But yeah, I think it was really cool. I looked up some stuff and found out that the producer was attending a party in 1941. That was for like during the filming of Citizen Kane, and he met a Mexican cinematographer, Gabriel Figueroa, who told him about a myth of half fish, half human creatures that live on the Amazon River. And then Alan wrote The Sea Monster, which is like, I guess, the original name of the script. It had kind of a Beauty and the Beast kind of aspect at it, and yeah. Yeah. The working title was The Sea Monster. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, no, but
and he
yeah,
wrote
it's like
over a 10-year period.
Oh, that's cool.
Or he
really cool, but
and eventually. Yeah, I looked it up. The place that was filmed in Florida, it's Wakulla Springs.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
And recently I saw somebody on Facebook that not too long ago went there, and he took pictures of it to show where he stood, where they filmed.
Oh, cool. Yeah, and like while I was watching it, it's like, oh, as not to spoil a movie, but in the end, when the creature starts sinking to the bottom of the lagoon, it's like, uh-oh, he might not be dead. He could come back. Yeah, yes. I don't know. I really enjoyed this movie. There's some stuff about it that I was like, oh, come on, why are they talking so much? And it's like, you don't have to show that. You don't have to show the boat going from here to there, but it's not as bad as other movies from this time period where they just like pad out the film. But yeah,
it does have a 1950s pacing.
Sure, yeah. So, if you're watching it, you could always watch it on 1.25 speed and it'll feel like a modern film.
Yes. And I also think it is very progressive or revolutionary or modern in its time. There's some very subtle ecological aspects.
Oh, yeah.
The scene where, Kate throws off the cigarette and he just sort of sinks down to the monster.
Yep.
So in a lot of ways, I think the movie was ahead of its time. Mm-hmm. And one scene, I mean, I'm a terrible swimmer. And so I immediately think, I'm going to drown. But at the same point, even if I'm panicked, there's always this, what's beneath me? And I think that this kind of caught what's beneath you when you're swimming in the ocean or a deep river. as well, if not better, than Jaws 20 years later.
Oh yeah, no, I could see that.
I'm sorry.
Wait, you said that this to you is as spectacular, or what I keep saying spectacular, but as good as Jaws?
No, it captures the fear.
Yes, absolutely. There are those moments,
not as a movie, but capturing that fear.
Gotcha. I was like, wait. There are those kind of cool, like, underwater scenes that have, like, quite a bit of this kind of dread and tension built into them, because you're like, girl, why are you looking down? You could see that clear water. Like, like, there are those moments. I tried to find out if this was shot on a lot or not. I'm sure, like, it was, because there was so much the way the water looked and whatnot. It looked really studio, like they shot it in a fish tank.
I think those were parts that were done in the Universal City.
Gotta be, right?
Yeah. I feel like anytime that you can, like, look that they, like, pan around and it's not just palm trees and the edge of the water, you might actually be in Brazil. Yeah, no, there's some stuff that I love this movie, but also at the same time I'm like, oh, this is kind of cheesy, but I don't know. I really liked
I love the hookiness, though. I mean, that's kind of the appeal, right? Like, some of the earnest draw to it for me.
Oh, yeah. No. And it's hard for me not to watch black and white science fiction films and not make jokes about them. Thanks, Mystery Science Theater 3000. But it's the point where they, like, start dumping the not cocaine into the water. I had a laugh riot, but the natives, they grind up a powder created from roots and they use it to stun the fish, and they wake up with a bad hangover, apparently, according to the captain. But I was like, is that just cocaine? I assume it's some sort of natural tranquilizer is what it was supposed to be, but
absolutely.
Anyhow, yeah, no, this is a really fun movie. It was a really good movie. Gillman's cool. I mean, I've never really thought of having a favorite Universal monster, and yeah, if I had a favorite Universal monster, it'd probably be Gillman or the Mummy. But yeah, this is a fun movie. I really liked it a lot, and it premiered on my birthday in 1954 in Detroit. So
it was getting ready for you. So there's also, I don't know how much of this, I mean, I know this is true. There are 2 stuntmen that were used for the movie. Ben Chapman is the stuntman during the land monster, and Rico Browning is the swimmer. And he had to, he got the difference because he was like this amazing swimmer, because he had to hold his breath for like 4 minutes because, the director said, this creature has gills. He's not going to release bubbles. So I don't know how much of this is true. But first of all, they're about 6 inches difference in height. So if you look at the 2 different costumes, apparently they're a huge difference in size. But the story I heard was that Ben Chapman didn't tell him he couldn't swim.
No.
Job and film it, and then no, I can't do that. Now, I don't know if that much is true. That used to be a story going around back when I kind of looked for it in the last couple of days. I couldn't find it, but the story I'd always heard. And there's a really good, and I should look it up, there's a really good, in one of the Chaosium stories, where they're doing a movie like this, and they've got to get an underwater stuntman, and they can't get one, so they just go ahead and get a deep one. But yeah, the story has always been that I had heard that Chapman couldn't swim, and I don't know if that was true though.
Oh wow. Yeah, apparently it was impossible for him to sit in that outfit too, so he had to stand for 14 hours.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So another, as you notice, a lot of times where the monster is reaching out, right, or something's jumping out.
Yeah.
It's because it was filmed originally in 3D.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And a lot of people think that is kind of what saved or got the people interested in the movie. And there's that scene where he fights the character Z. And originally it was going to be this great battle, and the creature basically strangles Z in what we get. But he's going to throw him into the camera because it was going to be this amazing 3D effect, and the harness kept breaking.
Oh boy.
Yeah. But
and for
but that was going to be like one of the highlight fight scenes in the movie, and they just had to downplay it because the harness broke like 2 times, and they just.
Well, that explains some things for me, honestly, because I was like, oof, that was anticlimactic. I mean, I've actually like really, really liked it a lot. I mean, for me, this one stands out you know what, this one and Invisible Man to me were like, I thought were the cool. Well, dang, I take that back. I keep like waffling. I also really like the Wolfman, but I mean, as far as Universal monsters, I like the creature and the Invisible Man, just because I think special effects wise are really cool.
Cool.
Now that I know that there was supposed to be an intended fight scene, like more intense.
He was.
I look.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'll go for it.
I was going to say, Gilman versus Machete fight scene would have been pretty awesome.
Heck yeah. Give him some slashes. That'd be rad.
Oh, yeah. Apparently they used the polarized light method instead of the stereoscopic blue and red one back then.
Yes.
Yeah, which I didn't even know was a thing back then. I thought they invented that for like Super Bowl 88 or something like that. But yeah, apparently it was a thing back then too. But you always see people
gray. They were gray instead of red and green.
Yeah, but whenever they colorize those glasses and stuff like that, they always make them the red and blue ones. So I don't know. I don't know when the anaglyph 3D stuff came into fashion with movies and whatnot, but
man, so this movie's also had like 3 possible remakes, and all by like amazing like directors. One in 1992 for John Carpenter, one in 96 was Ivan Reitman, and then also like in 95 it was offered to Peter Jackson.
And tentatively right now is James Wan.
Oh, okay. Not Guillermo del Toro?
My understanding is that Del Toro was opted out so he could do The Color of Water, or The Shape of Water.
The Shape of Water, yeah.
Maybe he's back in, but the last I heard is right now is that it's James Wan.
Well, I feel like not to like delve too far into A Shape of Water, because I think we've done that before, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like that Shape of Water is a very good like spiritual like parallel or sequel or another Gilman story, or a later iteration.
Yeah.
I feel like that one is spiritually his remake.
Del Toro says as much.
Okay, he does.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure Del Toro said as much,
From the perspective that the Gilman is a hero.
Yeah. And also both talking on different, like you were saying earlier about environmental issues, like the fact that the cigarette butt floated down, and that was very like poignant, but also this is discussing like environment concerns and touching on those.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
So and I think one of the beauties of this movie is that it is absolutely practical. And as much as one of the favorite parts of Aquaman, the James Wan, was when all those Deep One likes attack the boat. I hope any remake does focus on practical, even though I it's probably not economical, especially considering how much money they sunk into it back then.
Yeah. Something I thought that was really cool about this movie, the lungfish.
Yes.
I just like the underwater stuff that they did that wasn't necessarily, it's just set up like why we're here and why we care about that, and what, it's like the perfect combination of scientists to figure this out. And it's like, we're here because of lungfish. And I'm like, what's a lungfish? And then I see a lungfish and I'm like, whoa, those are cool. But yeah.
And the part that I had forgotten about, but really struck me when I watched it for this viewing, is when they find the fossilized hand.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, and I remember when the hand's sticking out, I'm like, oh, that had a 3D effect on it, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, and I really like this concept of deep time, that it's like, oh yeah, this is stuff from the Devonian period that's just been like living out here because this place is older than man. This place is ancient. This place, yeah. And yeah, no, it's very kind of like Lovecraftian in that way of like stuff from way back in time is still around, and humans can't really do much about it except for maybe dump a bunch of drugs and hit it in the head with stuff. Point a spear gun at it. Yeah. Blame its killings on a jaguar, Yeah.
So useless trivia fact before we end this up.
Oh, sure.
In the sequel, The Creature's Revenge is Clint Eastwood's first movie role.
Wow.
Oh, cool.
Which he plays a lab scientist who has a rat in his pocket.
Yeah, I was wondering why, because I was like watching it and I was like, oh, this one doesn't have Clint Eastwood in it, and yeah, okay, that's the one that I confused it with.
It was this. Again, as a kid growing up, I always heard this was Clint Eastwood's first movie. No, it's a sequel.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Very cool. Well, next season we'll have to cover The Revenge of the Creature.
Yes. So anything else, maybe, Gretchen, that you thought of before we close? Or?
No, I'm golden.
Oh, good.
All right. So, golden one. Any cool things you've been watching lately? Any cool books?
I'm still reading the Eyes of the Dragon, and I just picked up a book about vampire films, so I'll be nerding out about that one on my train ride. But yeah, so I also, let's see, there is not, I don't know if this episode will come out before then, but there's going to be a double screening for Queer Screams of Kelly Maroney films, Night of the Comet and Chopping Mall. They're playing at the Clinton Street Theater.
Nice. Yeah.
That's what I'm
all right. Cool. Dave, are you up to anything fun?
No, I'm still finishing up the first of the Altered Carbon books. And then when I can't sleep, I am reading Jamie Loftus's Raw Dog, The History of Hot Dogs, which is more about her and her
Gross.
ex-boyfriend. Yeah, it's more about her and her
They called it Raw Dog?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yes. It's more about her and her ex-boyfriend and their Cocker Spaniel traveling across the country, going to every hot dog place in the world. It's actually a great book.
I can't even.
I
lately
cooked
have
my family hot dogs last night because I was reading.
Oh, cool. Nice. Yeah, I've been watching Invincible, going through back episodes and rewatching them, and also, my nephew has a copy of like several omnibuses of The Walking Dead, so I've been rereading those comic books because I really like those, and yeah, no, it's like I still haven't gotten to the point where I quit the comic books and when I quit the TV show. But yeah, I don't want to talk about that because it is a spoiler to a character's death, and But hey, yeah, when that character died, I was like, nope, I'm done with this show. You can't kill off that character. So, but yeah. But he does the voice of Invincible, so hey, there you go. All right. What do we got coming up next week? Does anyone have show notes? Oh, I know what we're talking about. We're talking about Brown Jenkin, and oh my, I believe this is a Gretchen pick. Gokay, the Body Snatcher from Hell from 1968.
Dude, I'm excited for you guys to see this one. I know you had to get through. What was it? Did we do Jikoku one year? Or no, we did. Anyways, I'm really stoked for you guys to watch this one.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, a couple of my picks in a row. Sweet. All right.
Nice. Yeah. Very cool. All right. Well, everyone, I can't think of anything else for us to talk about. If you want to check us out on Facebook, Instagram. We're PGTTCM. Pretty much everywhere. People's Guide to the Cthulhu Mythos. Check us out on the website, which is pgttcm.com. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, and we are anywhere that you can find a podcast. So check us out. All right. Thank you so much, and goodbye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.